I jumped on Johnny and ripped him up one side, down the other, and tore him a whole new rear end in front of his subordinates, in front of his peers, in front of his superiors. And I realized I was making a mistake with Johnny about halfway through because I was watching his eyes and the tears were starting to well up. I tried to give him a graceful out and I explained to him, I said, Johnny, you know we love you. Okay, but if you make this mistake again, we're going to have to kill you. Now, everybody laughed except for Johnny. And after our meeting, we dismissed and all of us dispersed and started heading towards working on our action items for the day. And I realized and recognized I had made a mistake. And the more I thought about it, the more it bothered me. So I decided to get Johnny into the office and I spoke to him. I said, Johnny, I wanted you to understand that at the morning meeting, I think I was a little too harsh on you, and I wanted to apologize for that and ask you to forgive me. What I realized I was doing is what's called a Chinese special. Now, I learned that from my years in Hawaii. Now, the Chinese special is when a person makes a mistake. And what you do is make sure that the punishment is 10 times worse than the crime. And you make it painful, you make it ugly, you make it uncomfortable for not only the person that said the comment, but for everybody around them as well. So they all learn from that what was perceived as a stupid mistake. And I realized I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. And I apologize. And I'd ask you to forgive me, Johnny. And Johnny looked at me dead in the eyes. And he says, Garland, I've already forgiven you. But I need you to clearly understand, sir, I don't live in Hawaii, and I'm certainly not Chinese. And I'm sure that works very well over there in that culture. But I got to tell you, over here, it's a crash and burn. And, sir, if you want to keep me on your team, don't ever do that to me again. And I looked at him. I says, point well taken. You're absolutely correct. I'm absolutely wrong. I will never do that again to you or to anyone else. Thank you, and I appreciate you forgiving me. And we dispersed.